Okay, Jendi, are you here? Yes, there you are. Well,
Yes, sorry.
that's okay. Welcome, everybody. My name is Summer Poquette, and I am a consultant for the Shackley Corporation, and I'm inviting all of you here today to learn more about getting started with video blogging from a complete expert that I have learned a ton from over the last 2 years, I believe it is. Just tips, tools, tricks, little things that can make you better at video blogging and getting more comfortable in front of the camera, whether it's your flip camera or your phone or your web camera, whatever it is. So I'm going to pass the mic to Jendi, my friend here, and let her start giving you all of these great video blogging tips. In the right-hand side of the YouTube page in the column, I will be monitoring questions. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. If Jenny doesn't get to that question today, I'll make sure that I pass it on to her. And I will, throughout the presentation, be monitoring the questions and pass those on to Jenny. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'm passing the mic to you.
Well, hello. I am so glad to talk with you again. It's been a lot of fun, and um, I love video blogging. I didn't think about like where to start before. I have been video blogging since 2008, and all of what I have learned has been learning on my own. I was not in TV. I was not in film school or any kind of exposure like that. It was just home videos when I was little was the closest that I ever got to it. And so then when it started becoming more popular online, I really wanted to do it, and I just started with what I had and started reading and learning what I could and learning from other people, and just I when I first started learning, everything was in a very kind of difficult language for me because it was kind of from the people that were doing movies and film school, and they had all these big words that I didn't really understand. So I would figure something out, and then I would want to share it with others, and that's how I started simplevloggingtips.com. So I thought I can take what I figured out and write this down and explain it to them in an easier to understand language. So that's what happened with that, and now I have spoken at several conferences about vlogging tips. I have clients that I do video editing and creation and video marketing for, and I still really, really enjoy it a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for my Prezi presentation that I made. And okay, can you see? I hope you can see that all right now. It starts with the make a video now. I start with that a lot because it seems like people just get hung up with starting with the very beginning. They have so many excuses and so many things that they don't want to do it, or so many reasons that they don't want to do it. They don't feel like they look good enough. They don't think they sound good enough. They don't know how to do every technical aspect of it. There's so many excuses, and I'm just like, you just need to start. Just make a video and start. It will get better as you do it, but you're not going to have everything right the first time. It does take some practice. I have some statistics there that seem pretty big. I'll go ahead and say them for the audio. That why use video? It helps your credibility, your content, your celebrity status, and your circulation. If you think of the girl that did this song, Call Me Maybe, that started with a YouTube video, and then she has totally different life now and has become a celebrity because of a video. It helps your content because not everybody learns the same way. Some people like audio, some people prefer video, some people prefer written. So if you have a good mixture of that, it's a good way to go. It helps your credibility because people will see how you look and what you do, and they will tend to trust you a little bit more. And of course, it helps your circulation because it's something else for people to share, and nobody can really steal it as easy as written content because it has your face in it. It'll help with your SEO and your Google ranking because Google likes you to use YouTube videos and video because they own YouTube, and it'll help you get a better link because of that, better first page link. Just to have a presence on YouTube is a good thing to do, even if you're not going to put a lot of videos out, because it is the second most used search engine. So some people actually only have a couple videos, but then they can a couple videos of their own, and then they can add playlists and collect things in their niche, and they have created a channel presence on YouTube, which is a social media site, just so they can show up more in search engines. So of course a lot of people yes. Let's see. There we go. Does that help? Now I can't see the chat. um, a lot of people tweet out YouTube links. They share them in Facebook. And the internet traffic is currently 30% video, and it's really going mobile. So that's why it says 66% of the world's mobile data traffic will be video by 2014. And a lot of people have mobile devices they use for their kids and just do a lot with mobile, and video is a big, big part of that. So the step one is you have to record a video. Here are 5 very simple things to think about. And first of all, I say keep it short, because there is so much content out there. People don't want to spend 10 minutes unless your content is really, really good. But if it's just you talking with your head in the screen for 10 minutes, they're probably not going to watch the whole thing. So break that 10 minutes up into 5 2-minute videos, and now you have lots of content. You need to know what you want to say. What is your point? What are you teaching them how to do? What are you trying to get across? If you think of one main good thing that you want to get across to your watchers. How's your background and your place for your camera? There's a accident happened with one lady that was doing her video in her bathroom, and her toilet was open right behind her, and her kids didn't flush, and that's not what you want in your background. So look around, make sure where you are and what are you representing yourself as with your background and where your camera is. Like if you look how Summer is set up for this one, you can see her Shackley products in it with her. So she is saying, I have these, I use these, I'm an expert on these. That is done all through the visual without her even saying anything about it. You want to check your lighting. Now, I know lighting is a little bit tricky. I struggle sometimes with the lighting, but just work on it. You don't have to have fancy lights. You can use lamps from around your house. You can use light from a window. You can do like I did and take all your husband's garage lights and set them up for your green screen. So just check it though. You don't want to have a whole lot behind you, because that will make your face dark. It will just show the silhouette. You want to have it more shining on you from the side or the front. The easiest way to think about lighting is to think about a triangle. You kind of want some off to the front on one side and off on the other side, and then just a little bit behind you. It's kind of a skewed triangle. You're kind of a yeah, lighting is a whole thing. Could go off into. I do have a post about that on Simple Blogging Tips now that has some good information on that. You want to check your noise. Like, I don't know if you can hear my birds right now, but I am in the upstairs of my house and I have birds, and they come across in my videos. If you watch my Jendy's Journal videos, you'll hear the birds. And I just try to make sure that I have a microphone so that they're not overpowering me and everyone can hear me okay. The audio is becoming more and more important. I would say even a year ago, people weren't as particular with the audio, but there's more and more good content coming out there, and the audio will set you apart. So good audio will set you apart quick now. And you can get a cheap $20 microphone and plug it into your camera. If you do with your webcam, there's a lot of different options for microphones. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it, is what I'm saying. But you want to make sure that your audio is good. If your camera doesn't have a microphone jack, or you don't have any microphone, then just try to get in a quieter area. Maybe you have to speak up a little bit louder so that it comes across better. And then the fifth one, I put emotion or passion, because that really is easily portrayed in video, and that will help your watchers I forget the correct word, like empathize or connect with you because you're showing your emotion and your passion. And some of that you have to get over your nerves to do, at least for me sometimes. And for me, if it's something that I am very passionate about, it is easier to do the video because I want to share it so much that I don't worry about having everything perfect. So that's just something to keep in mind. What do you feel about it? And can you get that across? After you record it, you want to upload it to your video host. And this is where I am going to show you a little bit about the YouTube editor. So I am going to switch screens. And you couldn't see the screen anyways. Okay, let's see. I'm going to switch to the back of my YouTube channel. Okay, I hope you can see that. All right, so this is, I was logged into YouTube. Right. And this is my list of subscriptions, videos I can watch. And then up here on the right is the drop down. Everyone should have this once you're logged in. And there's my channel and my video manager. It used to be that if I would go into my video manager, there would be a strip across the top. Do you know, can you see my mouse? Yes, okay. I hope so. There used to be a strip across the top that said, it was a gray strip, and one of the selections was video editor. For some reason, not in either of my YouTube channels, that is not showing up. So I'm not sure what YouTube did with it. But if you go up to the URL and it says youtube.com/ and you type editor, it will bring up this page. Okay. Now this list over here is all the videos that I have ever uploaded. And you drag down, let's pick the bunny one. You drag the video down that you want to edit. And then these slides, these gray slides, you can slide them into pinpoint if you want like the beginning or the ending off. You can actually even like cut it in half. If you need to take something out of the middle, the way that I found to do it is like chop this first one in half and then drag it down again. Well, maybe it won't let me. Yeah, and then drag it down again and take the other half. That's what I've found. Oh, now I did it. Sorry about that. That's the way I found that works if you, in this editor, to take a section out of the middle. So let's see. You can see on the video up here on the right hand side where you can watch, this blue section is the section that I have. What you can do is you can use this box on the right to pinpoint what you need, and then you can slide the gray bars down here to that exact time. Okay, does that make sense? So let's say I want to cut out, okay, I'm trying to get to my, so let's say I wanted to cut out this intro. I can say, look, my cursor is at 45 seconds. So then I can go down here and drag this, usually drag it to 45 seconds. Okay, well basically you have to play around with that. It's a little bit give and take. And here, well, then now here I have my intro down there. Okay, I hope this is making some sense. It takes some working with it. It's gonna take a little bit of time, I don't use YouTube Editor all the time just because it is a little bit more difficult for me than iMovie or Windows Live Movie Maker, or I use Pinnacle a lot. But if I'm on the go or I'm away or something, or I'm at a different computer, I know that I have the YouTube Editor if I need it. Down here is where down at the bottom is where you can add background music. Again, it's a little bit trickier. There's not as much control. So, like, I personally like to add music at the beginning and the end and not the whole way through. It gives you a little bit trouble down there. Just know that if you're going to notice this at the bottom. If you use music from the YouTube video editor, you can't monetize it. But if you bring your own royalty-free music in, then you can monetize it. So the music is up here at the top. There's a music notes. If you use these songs, YouTube will not let you monetize it. They monetize it for them. Here is where you can add your photos. These are videos that people have checked as Creative Commons for other people to use. You can choose to have some of your videos in this. Like, you can see how these are just beautiful, colorful videos. If you are creating something and a Golden Gate Bridge would fit in, you can add that into your finished video. And you are free to use those because the people that uploaded these checked that it was available for Creative Commons. And you can search the whole YouTube database of that through this search bar here at the top. Okay, there's your effects. Be careful you don't use too much effects. You don't want to detract from your video. You want to add to your video. A beginning video editor, it's fun to put this in, and sometimes you just get too many. And here's where you can put titles, banners, like people will remember your website more if they can read it as well as hear you. And then up at the top, there's the edited video. You put the name that you want for it, and then you would click publish. I'm going to delete current project. There we go. I wanted to tell you one other thing before I get out of this section. Okay, she says, if you use their photos or videos, can you monetize your video? I believe that you can with the videos because that's what people have let them be used for, like they release them. I have not actually done it, so I should check to make sure. I would check to make sure on that. That's a good question. I was thinking of that. I was just doing it, and I'm like, I don't know the answer for that. We could click this Learn More, and we could find out. Maybe. You retain your copyright. Other users get to Oh, if your video is already monetized. Okay. So if you're going to upload a video and want to say that it's Creative Commons, don't monetize it. So I would guess from what they're saying there that you can, because these, but I would check to make sure. Anyways, so I'm not very helpful with that one, sorry. I did want to say one other thing before I get out of this. A helpful tip is upload your intro. If you have a nice intro, I had someone make an intro for me, and I uploaded this to my YouTube channel as private, so no one else can see it at all. But if I am editing video on the go somewhere else, I have the intro in my videos, and I can drag it into the clips for what to go with a video that I'm doing on the go. Does that make sense? That's been very helpful for me, so I hope that works. And if you can add the music and write to that before you upload that. So that's all ready. Okay, so that is basically the YouTube editor. And again, like I said, just the easiest way I found to get to it was after I'm logged in, type editor after the youtube.com/editor because the bar is not there. I order the introductions from IntroChamp. Let's see. There, I'm back. I believe it's introchamp.com, but he had a very good price and he personalized it for me. And he has a lot of different selections that you can use. Yes, introchamp.com. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Prezi as soon as I tell it to. I think. Okay. There. Okay, I showed you how you slide the gray bar. What I was referring to on the top of the keep private until polish, that's like if you upload a mobile video on the go, put it as private so that, because if you have some loyal followers that watch everything as soon as you put it out, they'll see the one that you just uploaded. And then I would just upload it as private. The phones or whatever, the phones have that option that you click that. And then you can go into your dashboard, and after you edit it, you can make it public. I showed you how you trim with the gray, and you can add the enhancements. The annotations, I wanted to show you an example of that. This click to subscribe right here, that's an annotation. There's a lot of different ones, and if you've watched very many YouTube videos at all, you've probably seen them. Some say, you know, like this video, give it a thumbs up. Or you can link to another video, you can link to another channel. The one that I used there in the click to subscribe, I made that go to the page with just the subscribe button on. You know what? It might be easier if I just show you those, wouldn't it? Okay. Make it. I'm heading back to YouTube. Hang on. I'm juggling windows. Okay, so now we're back in my YouTube channel. And I'm going to go to my video manager. And let's just use the bunny one again because he's cute. Okay, in this one, I don't know if you saw that, right up there, I put a gray rabbits and backyard farming. That is linked. You can see the link above it, youtube.com/watch ? La 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 la. That links to a video that I did for another channel, for the Mom Prepares channel, where I showed my rabbit and talked about it. And over here is one that I did with my son. This was for a Johnson & Johnson channel about talking about the rabbit, so I linked to that. I was just saying, here's more information you can see about my rabbit, and trying to get traffic to those videos as well. The annotations is this box right here underneath it. I'm going to pause that. Over here on the drop down, there's all the different ones that you can choose. If you don't want to add a title through the YouTube editor because it's a lot of work, you could add your website just through this title. There's the speech bubbles, the note. The note is what I use a lot. Because I like it. You can use whatever you want. And then this is where you type, like I will often say subscribe at the end of my videos. Most of my videos say subscribe. This is, I just use normal all the time. This is the color of your background of it. Okay. And this is the color of your letters. So if you want to make it white, then you want to make your letter black. But then if you're going to go with the bright yellow, let's see, oh no. If you're going to go with the black, then you make your letters white. And this is the font size. It can go up to 28. Here is where you tell it if you want it to link. This will link to another video. You can link to a playlist, to somebody's main channel page, to subscribe to a channel. And I've never used the fundraising project. I often use a subscribe, and so then all I do is I type my channel name in there. It doesn't change the annotation, but I'll show you. I think I show you the preview, the link. I don't know if that's showing up for you. Yeah, it's taking them right to my page. If I wasn't logged in, there'd be a subscribe button right there. Okay. Also, down here, the red one is the one I'm working on. You can tell the start and end time in these little boxes with the arrows, or you can actually drag it down here. And you can see I've already done 4 other annotations for this rabbit video. I'm going to actually trash this one. If I want to edit one of those, I just click there, and now it's at this 3rd one. And you can see I drug this one to be a little bit bigger. These are the size that they come in. This 1st and 2nd are the size. This one's a little bit bigger. You can watch it right here and see how it looks and where it goes. You have to save the new ones every time and then publish. And then it will show up in your video. And okay, I'm going to go back out of screen share. I see the question, what is monetizing your video? Monetizing means making money off of it. In YouTube, you can add it to your Google AdSense. Maybe I shouldn't have got out of that so fast. Let's see. I'll go back to my YouTube. Let's see. Settings. When you first get a YouTube channel, it will not be able to be monetized. After you put a couple videos on, you'll get a big pop-up across the top that says you are now able to monetize. And they will walk you right through it. What it does is link to your Google AdSense. So if you use Google AdSense anywhere, any text or written things, it connects to the same thing. And in my video manager, you can see these green ones. This is claimed. That means it's monetized. This one is claimed. To claim it, I have to have permission to use all the music and any pictures that I have put in it. So that's the very, very basic way to explain it. I can turn off monetization on any of them just by clicking on this one, probably not because it's the music that I did. I don't know, it says claim this video, but I'll look into that later. Mine is set up in the defaults to automatically monetize it. Okay. Which another thing would be good to show you the defaults. Okay, I just clicked the channel settings over here. And right down under the channel settings, there's features, then promotion, then defaults. This is a great thing to do. Just whatever I put in this one shows up for every video that I upload. Okay, so I picked the people and blogs category, which isn't the greatest category for getting attention, just FYI, but that's what fits for most of mine, so that's what I picked. But I can change that per video. This is what will come onto any of my videos if I don't change anything. I have to put in my own titles. This link is my customized subscription link for YouTube. See it, add user equals Gen D journal. It's not going to take them to anything else except a page that has my subscribe button. And then this is all the ways, all my social media sites and my websites. So I don't have to type them in every time I upload a video. These will come in automatically. And these tags work for me for each time. And then I add a lot of additional tags depending on the content of the video. I allow the comments and all these things. I said it that I have to approve the video ones. And this is where I set up that it will always do the overlay in video ads. And if you're not sure what they are, just click the little question box and it'll show you and you go, oh yeah, I watched those. The overlay ones are the ones that just come up on the bottom. And you can change any of these for any video you upload. You can go back through your channel and change any one that you've already done. This just saves me a lot of steps because I don't have to type all this stuff each time, and I use it each time. So that's what the defaults are. And if I could take a very quick pause, that would be wonderful. So, let's see. If you could just, Summer, would you just come back for a minute?
Hi, I'm back.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Okay, absolutely. You know, I'm reading everyone's questions throughout the video and the presentation, and I'm just going to give you a few of my tips, what I've learned and what I'm experimenting with. I'm a part of the Mom Pulse video channel and group of bloggers, and so we get some extra tips a lot of times from the group of women. And I've learned that some of the women, they change their backdrop a lot. So all I do is basically I have a table that my computer sits on, and then I create like a card table in the background. I put, you know, a towel over it, and then I change out from, you know, the plants to the different products. So I like to change my settings so that it kind of speaks for itself. The other thing that I'm experimenting with is that I'm using, if you go to Pier 1 or you go to Home Goods or any of those stores that are addicting, and you see, or Marshalls, and you see the beautiful shower curtains and the nice backgrounds, we're actually building something in my home office where I can have sets of different shower curtains or different backdrops, and I can switch those out. So all I need is a curtain rod, basically, and I'm just going to be switching out the backdrop. So those are just a few tips that I've learned and some things I'm experimenting with. So, but Jenny, you're the expert, but those are my little tips.
That is awesome, and that is great to have a set place to do video. I had that, and it was so much easier, and then we moved, and I haven't got it like reset up, and I miss it. I miss it really bad.
Yeah, it definitely is nice when you can, like my table always stays right where it's at for the video, you know, the table that I have, but I do experiment with the backdrops and, you know, the different products and the settings that I put.
Yeah.
I'm learning, I'm experimenting, but that's the great thing about it is that each video you do is kind of an experiment, and then you get better and better and better. And then you look back at your old ones and you're like, oh, I look awful, or what was I thinking, or what's in the backdrop? So, you know, that's, I think it's an educational process.
Yes, yes, I quite agree.
Okay, I'll pass it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to YouTube. The next thing on my list to show you, to talk about is the optimization of it, of your videos. And the best place to it's, okay, getting ahead of myself again. The optimization is just making sure that if somebody is searching for a subject you're talking about, that you're going to show up in the results, so they're going to find you. So if you've done anything with optimization for your websites, you know about Google keyword tool, and using the main words that you want to talk about in your title or in the headings, in the tags, it's the same for your videos. The search engines cannot read the videos yet, anyways, but so they read the title, they read the description, and the tags. So those are where you really want to have your keywords. It doesn't hurt to put the same one in the title, in the description, in the tags. Now a little bit about the title. It can be a little bit tricky because you want to balance catchiness with the keywords. I struggle a little. I tend to get keyword heavy, but you want people to see the title and go, oh, I want to see what they're talking about. So you want a little bit of catchiness and kind of get their attention in the title. And so you have to decide, and you can use the keywords in the description too and the tags. It does not hurt to use a lot of tags, so tag away. Just tag and tag. It's fine. Anything that you think about that might be connected, put it in the tags. Because the description can be all nice. It doesn't hurt to use a long description. But I know sometimes that's hard. Like, what am I going to say without quoting the entire video? Which some people do put the transcript in. But you can just put a nice big description about in this video, about what you're talking about in the video and what you're telling them. And then in the tags, go crazy and put lots of tags. If you use quotation marks, it'll keep the words together. So like if they're going to search for bunny rabbit, you can put the quotes and YouTube will keep that as one tag even though it has a space. And well, now they changed it, didn't they? Now they changed it so I don't think you have to use the quotes because they do when you do the comma, it pops up in the gray thing. So that's the main keys with optimization. You want to think about other things to think about for optimization are playlists. YouTube likes playlists. So you create one in a subject that you want to be found, and you don't even have to use all your own videos. If there's somebody else that has a very popular video on this subject, you can put it in your playlist, and that very popular video person will get an announcement or a message that you used their video in your playlist. And if it might help your ranking, and if you can show up beside their video, because if you can get linked to a very popular video, you're probably going to get more views. And that's just like the one time one of my vlogging tip videos got in a related video to one of iJustine's. I got a lot more views on that one. And then and that goes to subscribers. More views, more traffic equals more subscribers equals more views, more traffic. It builds like that. So that's a great thing to do as well. Make a playlist. The playlist, even if it's just your own videos in the playlist, YouTube likes to pull up playlists in the search results. If you've ever searched through YouTube, you probably noticed that. And then, of course, if you can pull in other people's videos, that's another great way to do that. YouTube likes when you interlink. Like I showed you with the annotations that I linked to another video. It's just like if you use links on your website back to an older post or a different page, and you're keeping them on your website longer. YouTube wants people to stay on their website longer, so they like that when you interlink. I look fuzzy. Uh-oh. I don't see your video anymore, Summer. I just see your picture again. I don't know. There you are. Okay. So it's 2, 3.
You're clear now.
Oh, good. I cleared it. Maybe I was just back a little far because I was leaning back.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead back to the Prezi. I have my step 3, which is share, which is a good thing to do. Teach our kids, share. You really have to market your video. It's the same thing with blogging and vlogging. You can't just expect to put it out there and everybody's going to see it. Everybody's got a lot of content to consume. Everybody's busy. You might have a loyal follower that will share it. And if it's even the viral videos that are out there, somebody shared them. Some of the viral videos that we go all crazy about, they were uploaded over a year or more before they went viral, which is crazy, but it just popped up on somebody's radar and somebody started sharing it, and then it was so funny that they just kept sharing it and sharing it. But somebody still had to get that out there in the beginning. So don't be bashful about sharing your video. After you make it public and you use the link and you share it all around, the thing to think about with marketing your video is, are you trying to build up your YouTube channel or your website? So if you really want to focus on your website, then put the video onto the website with the embed code and share the link from there. If you want to build up your YouTube channel, then you need to share the link to the video and YouTube. So, or you could build up both, I guess. But it's a little, that's just another little tricky thing and something that you can think about. Do you remember where I showed you the customized link in the description box as well? For mine, right now, I'm trying to build YouTube subscribers, so that's why I have the link to the subscribe button. Previously, I just had the link to my website because I was trying to build up website traffic. So that really, wherever you want them to go, put that link as the very first link in the description. If some people even use affiliate links in the YouTube descriptions. And there's John Chow, I think he's very famous, and he uses affiliate links in the descriptions, which as long as it has the HTTP colon slash slash, as long as it's the complete link, YouTube will automatically make it clickable. Okay, so of course you can use all those social media sites, forums, your about page, wherever you're going to put your video. Another thing to think about is the widgets. YouTube has widgets. If you make a playlist, you can add a playlist wherever HTML code is accepted, and then you can continue to add videos to that playlist. So say Summer made a Shackley product playlist, she could embed that on a sidebar or on a page on her site, or in a widget on her site. She could put the HTML embed code, and then whatever videos she decides to click add to playlist, it will go right to that playlist. So is this making sense, or should I show you? And then even more than one person could have that playlist. Say Summer has some Shackley information on her own site and then maybe on a business site. She can put that, you can embed that playlist on both. And then whenever she clicks add the video. Oh, good. Summer says she created a presentation to show them how to do it. Great. So then whenever she can go through and click, it will show up wherever that widget is embedded. So great. So she has that all covered. So I think I'm just about ready to wrap it up. I had some more questions on the other page I was going to answer. We're going to talk about. Let's see. Okay. Summer had said about creating an introduction, and I told you that I used introchamp.com. He's very cost effective. And if you literally can't spend any money to create an intro or to pay someone to create an intro, you can use a still picture like a JPEG. You could create something in PicMonkey or whatever kind of photo software you have. Just make it look nice. You can have your brand on it. Now, you're going to need to make it a pretty good size so that it's not blurry. If you're using HD 1080, you're going to have to make it a pretty large pixel size. And you can always use stock photos, things like that. So a JPEG is one way to do that. If you're comfortable with editing, the editing software usually have different ways you can do montages. So you could take clips of your different videos and put your name across your band. You could create your own little 5 to 7 second intro and then just save that and drop it into each video. So those are some different ways to do the actual intro section. Another thing that I like to do, because I've seen most of the popular YouTube type people do it, is I do a little bit of something to catch their attention in the beginning. Like, I'm Jendi, and today I'm going to talk about using the YouTube editor, and then I throw my introduction in, and then I go into the video. People decide very quickly if they're going to watch your video or not. So take like your juiciest thing and say that in the very beginning. Like, today we'll watch my toddler spill a cup of milk all over the table or something, and then go into it, so they'll be watching to get to that information. That's something I like to do. And yes, what type of camera, editing tools, or software and equipment do you recommend? Okay, cameras, right now, if you're just looking for a small kind of camera, you can't beat the smartphones, really. And a lot of people already have the smartphones, and there's more and more things coming out for the smartphones, like tripods that will hold them, microphones that attach to them. There's the smartphones are really a good option for video. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a lot of people that use an iPhone and create great videos. If you're looking to step it up a little bit more, the Canon Vixia is pretty awesome. And if you just have a webcam to start with the webcam. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally like the Canon brand. So we have a HDSLR Canon Rebel, and I know the Vixia is really good. Editing tools or software, I usually say start with the freebies, the Windows Live Movie Maker and the iMovie software that comes for free with the computers. And I use Pinnacle, Pinnacle, because it was a cost-effective way to start. And then I got the basic so that I could do green screen with that. And then I bought a couple more add-ons as I went along and needed them or wanted them. You can go real fancy with a lot of money with like Sony Vegas Pro. If you have Adobe, some people already have like an Adobe Suite that has a really good video editor in it. And other equipment would be a tripod. A tripod is very good thing to have. They're not very expensive, and you can get little tiny Gorilla Pods, or you can get large tripods. You can get a monopod kind of thing. Keeping your video still is great. A microphone you can get very cheap or real expensive. Start out with a cheaper one or what you have, and then as you see what you're going to do, you can build on that from there. As you make money with your videos, right? Don't get too much hopes on the Google AdSense with the videos. Unless your video goes viral, it just kind of trickles in. But hey, a trickle is a trickle. Okay, so how do you do green screen? What you do is I'll do it as in how would anybody do it instead of personalized into how I do it. You have that color of green, and you have to have a lot of lights on it. So this is very basic, and you film it, and then in the editing software, there's a part of it that removes the green color and replaces it with whatever JPEG or video you tell it to do. So that's the very basics of it. So it used to be blue screen. If you're used to older videos, older movies, it was blue screen, but now it's switched to green screen. And you can make you don't have to buy an expensive green screen background. There's paint and green screen drops that you can buy for a lot of money. I actually went to the fabric store and got that kind of neon green color in the fleece, and that's what I used. And what it really is it just had to be it's not a color in my skin tone or in my clothes, because then I would disappear when it took out the green. That's why you get that weird color green. And the YouTube doesn't allow you to do the green screen. The Windows Movie Maker, last I knew, it didn't. That's why I had moved to Pinnacle. Now there is in the iMovie, there's an option to do it in the iMovie. Unless Windows really changed it, it didn't have it last I knew. So that's the basics. You need the green screen, and you need a lot of lights, because you have to have the lighting really steady without shadows on the green screen, because the shadows change the color of the green, and then it's harder for the software to remove the color. So you want like solid lights. For royalty-free music, well, lately I've been using the audiomicro.com because I'm in the ad network and I can get it for free. And before that, I used Incompetech with Kevin MacLeod, and he asks for a donation. And then if you give him the donation, you can tell YouTube that you paid for it, and you are allowed to monetize the video. The very neatest way would be to hire somebody to make you a song, I guess, if you really needed to, or if you have friends that are musicians and they did something with that. If you use public domain music, that's okay. But yeah, there's a lot of different sites. It just depends on what you want to pay. And if you think about it, you only need a couple seconds, really, like maybe 10 seconds of music in the beginning and 10 seconds at the end. You don't need a whole lot. And so you can use that over and over again and save it. A question people have been asking me lately is how to get people to subscribe to your channel. And you really have to ask them. I struggled with this for years, saying at the end, please subscribe to my channel. And I've heard it in a lot of other people's videos, and you probably have too. And so I will say, now I do say it, please subscribe to my channel. And I put the annotation in that they can click and subscribe. I've asked people through my social media sites. I've asked them through my newsletter, through Facebook, through my website, Twitter, all those. I say like, please subscribe. That's it. Please subscribe. It's really marketing yourself and your own channel. And however obnoxious you want to be with that, or a soft sell, that's totally up to you and your personality. Of course, if you have content that they like, they're going to want to subscribe because they want to get notified when you put a new video out. So good content is always a good help. And I think we covered like the generating traffic um, in the marketing one, that you just, it's kind of the same thing. You have to spread the word and get the word out there. Okay. Did I get everything? I think I did.
Yeah, I don't see any other questions. So
Okay.
that is awesome. I know that the group has been chatting about it, and some people are kind of nervous about getting in front of the camera and what should they say, or is it like a video diary? And I think that that can be pretty nerve-wracking sometimes,
Yes.
especially in the case of the Shackley 180 bloggers. Are they just talking about their weight loss struggles and just trying to be really natural about it and saying, how you're feeling. But everyone does it so differently. So there's not really an out of the box way to video blog from what I've seen, because I've seen so many different types of video bloggers and they're all successful in their own way.
Hmm. They are. And I have said before, there's not really any rules to video blogging. People are like, I don't want to do it because I'm going to mess it up. And I'm like, well, there's not rules. There's strategies that you can use. But everything that I've recommended, I could probably go out to YouTube and found someone that's not done it that way and is wildly successful. It's
Exactly.
just, yeah.
Yeah, I've had the same, findings when I'm doing research, and I watch a lot of different video bloggers, and some of them, use a lot of humor, and some wear makeup and they look all pretty and perfect, and others are just completely natural in themselves. Like I have my workout clothes on right now, so I worked out, and I'm like, oh, we got to go make a video. I guess it's fitting for Shackley 180, but I
Yeah.
mean, everybody is a little bit different in front of the camera and how they're comfortable. Some people always have the exact same background. Some change their sets, some go outside. But I found that when I can keep the noise volume down, the distractions, my children running in, and then I'm really focused about what I want to talk about,
Yeah.
it goes a lot faster. Is there a time limit that you recommend for videos? I've always recommended kind of like the 2 to 3 minute, but I've watched videos and women that have huge subscribers, and some of their videos are like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. I do the same as you. I usually recommend the 2 to 3 minutes. And some of the ones I watch are longer. They're really doing more like the diary thing in the daily life, and they're walking around with it and everything. I like to have my point that I want to get across and then get done. So
Yeah.
I'm good with 2 to 3 minutes. I think I'd rather leave them wanting more than leave them going, wow, that was really long. That's just kind of my preference. Another thing to think about is like, if you have, I often get stuck on how to end one. I don't know if that ever happens to you. Like I know in the beginning, I figure out my little catchphrase thing, and then I say I'm Jendi from Simple Vlogging Tips, and I go into it, and then I forget like how to wrap it up. And so that does help now that I say please subscribe to my channel or something like that. But sometimes it doesn't hurt to rehearse too. It doesn't hurt.
No, I will make multiple videos, and my son and daughter will keep hearing the same intro or the same thing, and they're like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Be quiet! Like now I got to start all over again." And my dog will come in, and but some of the best videos that I've seen are the ones that have these bloopers and have the mistakes, and the child runs in and they're half naked wrapped in toilet paper, or the dog has the cat in its mouth. I mean, those are the things that actually kind of make your video go viral. Like people laugh at them and they think it's funny because you're not over rehearsed.
Right, right.
So, well, thank you. I'm so excited. When will we see you at a conference again?
Well, I have plans to go to Type A Advanced in Philadelphia,
Ooh, great. I'm gonna
and
make
that's just a one-day thing. And I have plans to go to She Streams in October. That's in New York City. So other than that, I'm not sure. I know there's another Type A in Atlanta that I would like to get to, but the other two I definitely have plans for. My conferences tend to change last minute. How about you?
I will be at Blissum in 2 weeks, and Mom 2.0, and probably Type A in September. So yeah, it is busy. Hopefully
So
we'll.
yeah, hopefully Type A in September.
Yes, I hope so. As soon as I see Jendi, wherever we are, I think it was blog her last year, I'm like asking her tips, or if I see her in chat, she probably blocks me on Google Chat now because I'm asking her all these questions. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can't help it. You're just a wealth of knowledge, and so I really appreciate it. You can learn, that's my dog, that's my distraction. You can learn more about Jendi at Simple Vlogging, VLOGGING tips.com, and make sure that you subscribe to her YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel?
There's a vlogging tips, youtube.com vlogging tips.
Great. And a lot of people, you might put on blog as in B, make sure it's V,
Yeah.
vlogging. So awesome. Well, thanks for your time. I'm really excited because this will be, right now it's live streaming on my YouTube channel, but we will actually edit it a little bit, put in some annotations and some fun stuff, which is really great when you're using Google Plus, because you can, it's now a video that shows up in your video manager. You can go back in, you can add an intro, you can add all sorts of stuff, the annotations, you can add little text messages and little bubbles. So you can do a lot now with the Google Plus video. It's kind of yours to edit. So if you had a blooper, you can even edit it out, which is pretty awesome. So I will be doing that, and you can go ahead and embed it and watch it again and share it with other people. So thank you so much, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
Jendi.